Hey YouTube, it's Appalachian ADV Rider. Thanks for joining me. I am here for another unboxing, and today I am so excited. You don't understand. So the first time I got this knife, I got the smaller version of this knife. I opened it up, and I wasn't all impressed by it, but that's because it was different, and that's just the way it always is with me. So turns out now, a week later or 2 weeks later, that knife I love. And I went out and I bought the larger version of it because I just had to have it. So what is it? Got a box. Came from a USA made blade, so it's a US made blade. I'm only buying US made blades now. I'm gonna take my McNeese. Do you see that way that fired out? This is McNeese Mac 2, PM Mac 2. It's a beautiful knife. I'm going to use it to open this box. I have not removed my name on the other side on the address, so I will be taking this off camera at one point to open it fully. But in the meantime, man, I saw this knife and I just had to have it. I was looking for it. I actually messaged the owner of the company, of the knife maker. So this is a custom knife. So I messaged him and I was like, hey, do you have any of these things? And he said, no, I just sold a bunch of them to US Made Blade. And then I went on there and they just had dropped it at the same time I had asked the question. It was fortuitous. Anyway, I'm gonna open this box over here. I'm gonna take it off camera. But I'm going to take this opportunity to say thank you for joining me. And if you could, please like and subscribe to my channel, because it really helps out. Wow. That's right. Zermeno knives. It's the Tyr. I got the 80% one. And now this is the 100%, right? The full version. Man, it's heavy. Love it. What else came in here? Didn't get the sticker. Usually get the badge. I think I have one left over from last time. Where is it? Oh, right here. I'll put it out there too. That didn't come in this package, but I had it already. Oh, he's got a new one. Oh, that is just a smaller sticker. All right. Everything's out. Oh, you don't know how excited I am about this knife. So before I pull that out, let me show you what started it all. The 80% Tyr. So this is like a 7-inch knife, 7.5 inch, right? Nope, 7-inch knife. There you go. I normally like a bigger knife. This is actually, it's not small by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, it fits my whole hand, so, and I have big hands, so it's a good knife. But I like a bigger knife. He does make a bigger knife, Will Zermeno, and so I had to have it. Just had to have it. Ready? That's what I'm talking about. This thing is chunky. All right, ready for the first flip? Wow. I'm tempted to say I love it because I want to love it, and I do love it. So I love this knife. All right, I said it, okay? Well, it has a lot of the same features as a small knife. Well, let's just put it together. Here, let's all soak it in together at the same time. Bang, compare it to that. Yeah, see, this is a proper knife, 8.5 inches. You know, there are times you need a smaller knife, and a lot of times you need a smaller knife, and so you have one. But I find that, you know, what's sticking up is this part here, right? And the difference between this sticking up and that sticking up is not much. So, you know, if I can hide this, or if I can wear this and not worry about it, then I can wear this and not worry about it. But there's no internal milling on this knife, and it is heavy. It's beefy. One of the things about this knife that I liked on the smaller tier is that this portion of the blade is just solid steel. It is fat and just chunky, and it doesn't really get thin anywhere. Oh, let's check the edge. All right, this feels a little sharper than this one. When this one came in, man, it couldn't cut its way out of a paper box. It was pretty bad. But I actually only stropped it, so and it got it good enough. I mean, the geometry of this knife is, it's not going to be a slicer. So anyway, this is ABL steel. This is Nitro V. They're pretty much in composition, supposedly very, very similar. I am in no way an expert on any of that stuff. That's what I'm told. That's what I'm telling you. I believe it. Whatever. People are knife snobs like myself, but oh, look at this. Man, that blade is so heavy that it has no option but to be a drop shot knife. Wow. I love it. What can I tell you? You just feel like you could pry something with this thing. And it's so wide that the channel would be pretty significant. Anything that this cut into from this direction. Wow. All right. So what else are we going to say about this? So just like with the smaller tier, the 80%, the edges here are not rounded. This knife is not chamfered much or at all. I mean, it really isn't. Maybe this edge here, obviously these side walls here are rounded, so that's definitely chamfered. But I mean, there's just a lot of like this here is not chamfered. This is not very, very sharp, but the butt of the blade is completely squared off, so that's sharp. The corner of the liner lock is sharp. If this knife is going to be anything like this will have some lock stick pretty soon, and it'll especially happen when you flick it out with your finger and you slam it open like that. But right now, there is no lock stick at all. And then actually, saying this one worked through the lock stick after a week, so that's nice. I mean, listen, if you like small, light knives, then this sucks, okay? But to me, this is just perfect. This is a good knife. The grind here is, it looks like a flat grind. It definitely looks like a flat grind, but it's not very long, so it doesn't come down to a real sharp point. But this would be, again, just not a slicing knife. Let's just put it that way. I do love this ramp. Both of these have this, and like I said in my previous video, the Nick Nichols Guppy has that, and I can't think of any other knives that I have that. But this ramp is just real, for me, just real comfortable on the thumb, and you won't slide up on it because it's got a ramp on it. I can definitely fit, and if you heard that, this is the clip that comes off. So when I push down on the clip, it just slides off the side here. So that sucks. This feels, kind of cheap. I know he sells Will Zermeno sells aftermarket parts, and I'm sure that won't be a problem. I'm getting it. I think he makes a milled clip also. He's been making knives for quite a while, and I'm tempted to say at least over a decade. And he's really nice. I talked to him through an email. I sent him a message, and he responded right away. And I replied, and he replied, and we might have gone back and forth 2 or 3 times, which is a lot considering he's probably busy, and I'm just asking silly questions, or I guess I don't know. I like how this pin here is indented, or I don't know. You know what? I kind of like this one where it's completely flat, but I think it's uniform, the indentation on both sides, so that doesn't bother me at all. Would I like it flat now that I think about it? Probably, but I'm nitpicking here completely. Don't get me wrong. I would imagine this thing's going to loosen up the pivot just like this one did. I played with it for a while, and then I blue Loctited this one down, and I'll probably do the same here. I mean, I don't really mess with these enough to worry about that, and I won't glob it on there. I just don't like. I like to flick my knives all day long, and a lot of these things just back out. I mean, that looks at least like a 15, I would imagine. T15, but I don't know, so don't quote me on that. So what do I like about this knife? Just real briefly, it's heavy, it's big, it's a bruiser. Come get it, What don't I like about this knife? I guess the only thing I really don't like is this clip here, right? I mean, this thing, it just slides right off of it, and it actually just feels really cheap. Because the other clip here is much more substantial. I mean, you can even see from the side the thickness. This clip doesn't work real well, don't get me wrong. I have to like lift it up to get it in and out of my pants sometimes. It's tight, even though there's room here. It's tight over here, and then these screws stand out, so to get the material over it, the clearance between the top of the screws and the top and the bottom of this clip is much narrower than the entire space here. So that's also a problem when you get that high. But I mean, that's not bad. This is not bad. I mean, this is not great. There's a lot more opening here, so that's probably easier. I could just feel myself catching this and snapping it in half. I'll probably have to replace this, which is a shame because, I think the knife is $450. This was $4.25. I think I said on my video it was like $450, but that's with tax, right? So I think this was $450 and then plus tax. So anyway, great knife, chunky, thick, substantial, custom, unique. What's not to like about it? This is Appalachian ADV Rider. I am trying to approach these knife reviews from the perspective of a user. I mean, what would you use this for? How does it feel? Not necessarily how it compares to other things. Okay, guys, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell and like this video. It helps the algorithm and helps me grow. You take care. I appreciate all of you for watching it, and have a great day.